Channel 33, Youngstown, Ohio. From the Valley's news station, 33 Eyewitness News. Len Rom, Laurie Penco, Stan Boney weather, and Bob Hannon sports. This is the 6 o'clock report.
Good evening. A stunning defeat today for the Youngstown School Board. A judge decided that the levy repeal issue can stay on the November ballot.
Zayre Ricciuti tells us the repeal supporters are happy, but that the school board is determined to protect its income.
It was expected, but Youngstown's school board president is still disappointed tonight with today's court ruling upholding a repeal issue of the district's $14.5 million levy.
I'm very, very saddened by it because we felt that we had enough case law to substantiate what we were trying to prove.
The district tried to show there were not enough valid petition signatures to put the issue back on the ballot. The boardman-based force behind the repeal effort, known as WASTE, was very happy with the win.
And we felt this decision could only go one way. We felt all along that the petitions were gathered and filed in a proper procedure.
Many of the WASTE members live in Boardman, in this small section adjoining Youngstown's lower south side, just west of Youngstown Poland Road. These two precincts contain roughly 1,500 families, all paying school taxes to Youngstown, not Boardman. This
issue was brought up because one of our alternatives was going to the Boardman schools because of a 9 millage savings in money. In turn, they turned that around to say we were using this as an annexation issue.
Although an appeal of the loss in court is expected, the man heading the Save the Schools Committee doesn't want to gamble solely on that appeal, telling us today there are a number of major events planned to build support for the school system.
We have a great many public functions which we attend. We have a great many talk shows that we appear on, and we meet with many educational groups throughout the community. A number of rallies that are planned.
But the clock is running. There is little more than a week left before the November 7th election. That's all the more time levy supporters have to get their message to the voters. In Youngstown, Zayre Ricciuti, 33 Eyewitness News.
3 judges should rule tomorrow if convicted killer Warren Spivey can have a new trial. The same 3 judges who found him guilty. Spivey's lawyers today argued that they have new evidence that blood found on Spivey's clothing did not come from the victim, Eileen Vesper. The lawyers said this should allow Spivey to change his no contest plea.
That it is the only piece of direct physical evidence which contradicts or stands in the way of the defendant's statement that he made in this particular case. All the other evidence in this case is purely circumstantial.
Spivey was convicted earlier this month of killing Eileen Vesper at her home last winter. Unless that conviction is overturned, he could get the death penalty. In Pittsburgh today, a lawyer for convicted killer Stephen Rendick argued that his client does not deserve life in prison. Rendick was convicted in Mercer County Court for the murder of 15-year-old Denise Snyder of Hermitage. Today, Rendick's appeal of his sentence was argued in Superior Court. Defense lawyer Ray Bogarty admits that Rendick killed the teenager, but he says his client was insane and does not belong in a state prison. 3 judges heard the arguments and will rule at a later time.
The mystery surrounding the murder of a Thiel College student, Roger Pratt, has deepened. Police have more suspects tonight. They've charged 2 women with conspiracy to kidnap. One is from southern Ohio. The other, Carolyn Luley, is from Portage County. Police say Luley drove Pratt to Summit County last year, where Pratt was murdered. 2 murder suspects, Michael and Edward Swiger, are in the Summit County jail tonight. Demonstrators who showed up for yesterday's state prison groundbreaking in Warren did not continue their protest today. Construction crews put in a full day of work at the site without any disturbances. Right now, the site is being prepared, but it shouldn't be long before the prison begins to take shape. State officials say it should take about 2 years to complete the 500-bed prison. When the project is finished, about 240 new jobs should be created here. It was also very quiet today inside this Pennsylvania state prison at Camp Hill. Prisoners were locked inside their cells without privileges following a riot yesterday that lasted several hours and left at least 44 people injured. Today, prison officials said overcrowding sparked the inmate uprising. The warden calls the situation here the worst in the prison's 48-year history.
Well, our string of perfect fall days is now, what, 5? Maybe we can stretch it through the weekend.
Very nice. About 5 minutes after the hour now. Time for First Weather. It stands enjoying yet another nice evening outside.
Yeah, you really can't complain about this weather at all. People are starting to not believe that it is really this nice this time of year. And not only is it amazing that it is so nice, but really it's the stretch of nice weather and also the extended forecast. There is still no rain or cool temperatures within the next 4 or 5 days. So not only all the way through the weekend, but it looks as if this weather is going to continue also through the first part of next week. Let's check out what's happening outside right now. And here at WYTV, there is a haze blanketing the area with no wind and real stagnant air. The pollution index is a little bit on the high side today, and that's the reason for the haze. The temperature 72 degrees. Our winds southeasterly at 3, the wind chill 73, humidity 41%, the pressure 30-35, and visibility at the airport is 5 miles. Our records for today are the high 79, the low 23. Normally the high is 57 and the low is 48. Here's what's happening right now across Ohio and western Pennsylvania. Everyone reporting temperatures in the 70s. The only station even below that is Cleveland, and they're at 67 degrees. Haze or high cloud cover even up in northwest Ohio. They are reporting clear skies right now. The high today 73, the low last night down to 41. Here's what's happening across the country. Now, it is a little cooler out over portions of the Rocky Mountain states, running all the way from northern Utah up into Wyoming and over parts of Colorado. They did get very heavy snow up over that portions of the United States, as much as a foot of snow falling over the Rocky Mountain areas of Utah and also Colorado. There are winter storm warnings in effect tonight for parts of Wyoming, where they expect to see 75-mile-an-hour winds and also some blowing and drifting snow. Here's what digital radar looks like. The bulk of the precipitation now in the Central Plains. As of yet, nobody even receiving a ½ inch of rain, though they are expected to see some strong thunderstorms tonight over parts of the Dakotas and down into Nebraska as well. As far as the eastern portion of the country, except for the state of Florida, everyone is dry and likely to continue to be dry as well. Jet stream expected to take all the precipitation that is out in the Rocky Mountain states and run it well to the north of us. It will probably move into the Central Plains and then hopefully run up into the portions of eastern Canada. And that means we will escape all the precipitation through the first part of next week. The low pressure cell now beginning to push its way into the Central Plains, the cloud cover and the rain through there. But a big high pressure cell remaining off the east coast will keep us under the influence of fairly nice weather, not only for tomorrow, but for the rest of the week as well. Now let's check out the forecast, and for this evening, clear skies, the temperature down to between 50 and 55 degrees. Once again overnight, there's a chance we could see some fog developing right around dawn, the temperature down into the low 40s. Tomorrow morning, though, after the fog lifts, we'll be back to mostly sunny skies, the temperature 65 to 70. Plenty of sunshine in the afternoon, the temperature 70 to 75. And then tomorrow night, clear and some fog again, the temperature once again in the low 40s. Up on the lake tonight, a nice clear evening with very little wind and the water temperature at 57 degrees. So once again, no change in our forecast. We continue to see nice weather, and we will continue to see it through the first part of next week. Let's take it back inside now to Len and Laurie.
Makes it look easy.
Great news.
When we come back, totaling the explosion damage in Conneaut.
And finding the best way to fight drug and alcohol abuse in Mahoning County.
I'm Denise Robinson. A 25-year-old city ordinance in Niles may have an impact on the Amweld strike. I'll tell you more coming up on Eyewitness News.
Nothing moves you like a Mercury. Right now's a great time to trade in your dog for a cat. Combine option package savings and cash back and save over $1,300 when you buy a 1990 Mercury Cougar LS, $1,300 on 90 Sable GS, and a combined savings of $1,600 on 90 Topaz GS. Or choose 6.9 annual percentage rate financing instead of cash back. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
Time has come for better values on better brand names. Announcing the grand opening of Ames Discount Department Stores. With 255 new stores now open across America. Get incredible savings at all Ames stores during our biggest grand opening sale ever. Ames, grew up with better values.
For great tasting seafood, you can either do it yourself or bring your family to the Yankee Lake Ballroom on Friday and enjoy their all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. There's delicately baked, broiled, or fried fish, crab legs, shrimp, and dozens of other tasty items, including chicken, ribs, a complete salad bar, and a large choice of desserts, all for only $9.50 with special prices for seniors and children. And don't forget to see Yankee Lake for all your catering and party needs. The Yankee Lake Ballroom, State Route 7, just 2 miles north of Brookfield. You can do it yourself or do it right.
You've waited for this moment all your life.
Ordinary mid-sized cars.
Always telling yourself, yes, you can step up to a luxury car.
Stodgy, overpriced, full-size cars.
You were tempted, but you chose to wait.
Top floor, Cadillac.
Yes, you can drive the best Cadillac.
Excuse me, where are the Lincolns?
Lincoln? Going down.
Yes, you can travel Cadillac style.
The court ordered them to keep the peace, but now the law could be on the side of striking workers at Amwell Building Products in Niles.
Denise Robinson tells us about a little-known city ordinance which could stop the workers on the picket line from being replaced.
Striking Amwell workers in Niles may use a 25-year-old city law to keep replacement workers out of the Amwell plant. The 1964 ordinance entitled Employment of Scabs and Scabbing forbids businesses from hiring replacement workers during a strike. One of the steel workers dug up the old law yesterday.
I was down here at the line when he came up with it, and he had a copy of it, and I read it, and I was just ecstatic about it. You know, I was real happy about it. I think all the other members should be real happy about it, too.
The pickets say another busload of replacement workers entered the plant this morning. A court order limiting the number of pickets kept things quiet on the line today. But there was tension between the striking workers and guards hired by Amwell. With the revelations about the law, the city has now been drawn into the fray.
We want to be careful in situations like this that we're protecting everyone's rights. And that's why we want to make a careful review of the ordinances before we would take any kind of action.
The city law director says he's not sure the Niles replacement worker law enacted during the city's steel heyday has ever been tested. Some union members may be hoping to put the newfound ordinance to a test. Already, the steelworkers' lawyer is studying the law. The old law may have been forgotten by many, but there are those who say it's a good idea to stop companies from hiring replacements.
Why should they be allowed to? I wouldn't know why they should be allowed to.
I live next door to the vice president of the union here, and I would hate to see him lose his home and all that.
Attorneys for Amwell are now also aware of the old law. No doubt they are taking a closer look at it too. Meanwhile, Amwell officials continue to be unavailable for comment. Denise Robinson, 33 Eyewitness News.
Federal agents confirmed tonight what they had suspected for the past couple of days.